Hello everyone, we are going to be doing a tier list for the reverse retros that came out today. Now before we start, please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new, you're interested in hockey, whatever the case may be. I'm hoping to do this as a full-time career. Now let's get into the rankings or the tier list here for the reverse retro jerseys. And for this, the list is going to be drool worthy, that is the best. I'd pay full price for that jersey. Then there is semi-drool worthy, which is where I'd pay reduced price but would still be happy to get the jersey. Okay is mid-tier, and that's basically I would get it if I got it for free. The fourth tier, this is bad. Basically, I wouldn't wear it if someone got it for me, and I'd probably end up selling it. And then the why did you do this, I would probably just bury the jersey. So having kind of explained my reasoning there for the tier list, let's get into it. The first team we have is the Anaheim Ducks. Anaheim, I would honestly say, is probably going to be in the semi-drool worthy category. Not a bad jersey, nothing that would make me say get my debit card right away or anything like that, but them going back to the old logo but in using their new colors looks good. It's a pretty simple jersey, but I do think it is effective, and I would pay a reduced price for this jersey. On to the Arizona Coyotes. I would say this is drool worthy. The problem with the Coyotes is they're not in a spot to contend right now, so there's not a lot of guys you'd want to get their jerseys. But this jersey right here, while it is a little odd, I think that the Coyotes have won back-to-back times that the reverse retro jersey has been done, as they have killed the design, made it more unique than probably just about every other team, and the colors are also fun to look at as well. I would definitely get out my debit card and maybe, just maybe, buy this jersey. On to the Boston Bruins. Also, I would say this is drool worthy. I would pay full price for it. This is a great jersey. You got the old logo here and then some fun designs. And of course, the shoulders look good as well. It is a white jersey, but at the end of the day, while I would say I'd rather prefer the reverse retro jerseys to have color or not be white, I think this is still a very good jersey and I would pay full money for it. On to Buffalo. Kind of disappointed here for Buffalo. I am going to put this in the okay category simply because from the leaks that I had seen, I thought it was going to be a colored jersey where there wasn't going to be a white aspect to it, or if there was, it was going to be very minimalistic. So seeing it through this and kind of after you expected it to be a colored jersey, it kind of just dampened expectations a little bit, or my hopes for this jersey. Not a terrible jersey. If somebody got this for me, I would absolutely wear it, but I'm not going to pay money for it. Still good looking jersey, but I'm not going to pay for it. As for Calgary, I am going to put this in okay as well. Not a terrible design by any means. The stripes coming up towards the logo come up a little bit too much for me, and it's kind of a weird design. Nothing bad, but again, I'm not going to pay money for this just because I think there's better jerseys out there. You know, I guess it is a little bit more creative, so good for them. And of course, there are way worse jerseys too as well. As for the Carolina Hurricanes, this is going to go into the this is bad. I'm not saying that this is terrible, but it's just kind of plain. And I think for a lot of teams, when you think reverse retro, you're hoping that they really go creative here. And looking at this, I mean, this doesn't, just strike anything out to me. In fact, I'd say if I was a Hurricanes fan, I'd be a little bit just kind of bored and just let down that this is what you get for the reverse retro. Maybe you love it, of course. I don't have a problem if you like ones that I don't like. But for me, this one is a this is bad, and I really do think Carolina could have done better here. As for the next jersey, that is going to be the Chicago Blackhawks. This is going to go in the this is bad category. I thought it was going to go in the worst one, but after thinking about it, I thought, this is a pretty simple design, and Chicago really has been in a spot where they don't need a whole lot of controversy. Reverse retro could get really messy for this team, so they went pretty simple. This is a pretty basic design, and while I would definitely not pay money for it, in fact, I would sell it if somebody got it for me, I still think that it could be much worse, and I also think it could be much worse in the sense that even if it looked good graphically, they would get in a lot of trouble for whatever they would do because Chicago's really been on a roll in that area. But yeah, I mean, not the worst jersey here out of this list in my opinion, but again, could have been better, could have been worse. For Colorado though, they are going to go into this is bad category as well. Again, a very simple design here for them, and I just look at this and it's bland, it's plain, it's all right. I'd look at this and say, if I was a kid, maybe I would want to get it, but older me, especially me trying to, save up money and stuff like that for a house, this is not something that I would say, I deserve this, I want this, I need this. It is not a grade A tier jersey, and it's kind of, you know, with the colors and all that stuff that they have, just kind of meh. As for the Blue Jackets, one of my favorite teams, I am going to go into the this is bad category. I know people probably were expecting okay for me to really hype it up. I really like the blue aspect here, the lighter blue. But then when they mix it in with just the normal logo in the chest, I mean, you could have went the older logo routes. Well, we've had some other ones, and this one was, it could have been worse, but it's so simple. Reverse retro to me is something where you get kind of gutsy and you try to make a move. Adding a different shade of a color doesn't exactly make it that gutsy, and they did it, and I don't think that it really got pulled off very well. But let me know if you disagree. As for the Dallas Stars, I'm going to put this one in the okay category. Again, very simple, and I think for Dallas, I was really hoping for a Mooderus jersey. That was my hope. I was definitely going to get a Dallas jersey if that was going to be the case, and it was going to be drool worthy. But we're looking at their older logo, and that was there when they were in the Minnesota North Stars for like the last year, whatever they took off the Minnesota name. But yeah, this is just all right. I look at it and I think, you know, it's got some aspects that are good, but overall kind of plain. I wouldn't dish out a lot of cash. I figure most people probably wouldn't either unless they're a big Dallas Stars fan or they're like a Jason Robertson fan, something like that. On to Detroit. I'm going to go into the why did you do this? And it's kind of similar to Chicago, but here's my argument. Detroit was really bad the first time around that they did it. So I thought, you know, they were lazy and they could have done better. This is a team that is traditional, so I get that. But this is what they came up with. And I know, you know, reverse retro back in the day, this is still terrible. This is still like a lack of effort. If they would expect me to dish out $250, whatever it's going to be, for this, or if my kid, I don't have a kid, but if I ever had a kid, and they said this is $250 or whatever the currency would be at the time or value, and they said I want this, I'd be like, boy, you better really want this, because I think this is just, it's all right. And it's not even all right, it's bad. This is lazy. I could have done this had you given me just a little bit of time on Adobe Illustrator. I could do it, and they did it. So that is what you see for an original 6 team. Moving on to Edmonton, I'm going to go into an okay thing for them. This is a reverse retro, so of course they have to bring back the old logo here. Not old logo, but it was an older logo that they used. I was really hoping for a different color scheme. Navy blue has been a staple for them for a while. And of course, I think they're switching over to royal blue, or they have, I don't know, their profile picture is still navy blue. But anyway, I look at this and I think, not a terrible jersey. I will definitely rock this if somebody wanted to give it to me. But still, it's very simple. And that's why it ends up in the okay category. As for the Florida Panthers jersey, I am going to say this is drool worthy. I really loved the old logo where you have the stick crossing through the I can't even think right now, but the tree and the palm tree, there we go. But the colors look really good, and while it's not a crazy design, I think the colors mesh really well. You think Florida here, you get some of that nostalgia when you look at that old logo, especially when it was on their shoulder patch, and that was even a few years ago they still had it. But this looks really good. I would pay full price for this. Don't know if I would get one for the team just because it'd have to be a non-player one. I don't know if there's a player that I'd have to have their jersey, but very good job by the Panthers. LA Kings, I'm going to say semi-drool worthy. This is kind of another letdown. I was hoping it would be a fuller color and it would be maybe a different rendition of the logo. Not bad, but I can already see myself getting this dirty, and you know, with purple and the yellow, it does look good, but I don't know, it's just something about it. I think they wish they would have went with a different logo, and they probably would have been all right. Don't know if I'd ever, with this white jersey, say that I'd pay the drool-worthy money category, but here we are with them, and they did all right. For the Minnesota Wild, I'm going to say this is all right. I should say okay. The Wild kind of just let me down here. I really was hoping for something really cool from them, and while this doesn't look bad by any means, again, very simple. And I don't think I'd ever spend $200+ on this jersey. And at the end of the day, I don't think I'd even spend $180, to be honest. This is not a bad jersey, but very simple. And I wish they would have maybe played around with logos, with the M, maybe something like that. I don't know. It's tough when you don't really change your logo a lot. Obviously, it's a great logo, but for this, it makes me think of the Subway jerseys from last year. and that's exactly what we got, Subway 2.0. For the Montreal Canadiens, I'd say semi-drool worthy here though. For the Habs, I think that the baby blue looks really good, and this is a good, clean, simple jersey, but has enough pop that I would say I would pay some money for this. Only problem I have is the Habs have really had very similar logos throughout their history, and it just doesn't really spice anything up. This baby blue did make it better. I think it'd go in the okay category. Before, I really loved the blue from last year. This is still a good jersey. I would pay money for it, but not in that top tier, that drool-worthy category. As for the Nashville Predators, I think I'd go semi-drool worthy just because it's kind of ugly, but that's all right. It is yellow. It's got that older, kind of less polished logo. It makes you think back to those days. Not a bad jersey, again, by any means, but I don't like Nashville being right there on the, towards your neck. Kind of feels weird. Makes me think of a kind of cheaply done jersey. And all around, I'm not a huge fan down in the forearms where you got with the swoops there. Not terrible, but could be worse. Moving on to the New Jersey Devils. Not anything to write home about. This is just going to go in okay. They went the Kansas City Scouts route, and they basically, just change up the colors. I don't think this is anything special. I wouldn't pay money for this. This looks like something you would grab out of Goodwill for $1. Not to say that it won't be good quality, and Devils fans might really enjoy it, or former Kansas City fans, but this one is not doing anything for me at all. I was hoping for a kind of Christmassy vibe, but didn't get that. Moving on to the New York Islanders. This is going to go into semi-drool worthy. This is an ugly jersey, but I like the fact that it's ugly because you've got the fisherman logo, and that's, the fish stick stuff, all that good stuff. It is not a jersey that I think is ugly, but it's not one of those that you look at the logo and say, oh, it's so beautiful. This is one of the best logos in hockey, unless you're joking around. I like the fact that they messed around with the stripes a little bit, not just to have it horizontal. They messed there with it. And then, of course, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking of toothpaste right in the middle where the logo is underneath Islanders. Love that. So that is semi-drool worthy. Wish they wouldn't have had gone that navy blue route for the primary color on this jersey, but no biggie. Still a unique one there. Moving on to the New York Rangers, I'm going to say semi-drool worthy. I figured they'd go Lady Liberty here, and with the Rangers, they don't have a ton of different logos. A lot of their primary logos are pretty similar. Again, you could have done some fun things down by the sleeves with the, the torch that she holds, right? She holds a torch. I'm spacing it right now, but the stripes that go down here about where your elbows are, it's all right. I've seen it for a bunch of different teams. You can get apps where you play as a team, as an amateur team, and you can kind of get that. So it's all right there. This is a jersey I would pay some money for, but I almost would throw it in the okay category. Ottawa Senators, kind of a dud. I was hoping maybe a gold jersey, something like that. That would have been really cool, like the gold that is on the helmet. But they went this route. Something about the red on the arms, really not doing it for me. And then just this weird stripe down the middle, but then it stops right about where your belly button is. Not really feeling that. It's okay. I would definitely wear it if somebody gave it to me, but definitely would not spend money at the same time either. Kind of in that same realm with the New Jersey Devils logo or jersey, but I would say this one is better-ish. Still, kind of a dud here. The Flyers. I wanted to say the Flyers did not have the same format that everybody did. They didn't post it on Twitter or on Instagram to my knowledge, so we're going to use this photo that I've got up here on the screen. It's not bad. This is an okay category jersey for me as well. As, it looks all right. It looks better than maybe their home ones. I don't know. Just their jerseys in general don't really look that great, and I know the nameplate kind of gets weird and how they do it on their jerseys. It's okay. It's just all right. Pittsburgh. This one is definitely semi-drool worthy. There are some things about this that I would change, the stripes on it, but you have the old logo that you really like here with the pins, and the colors look clean. It looks nice. Obviously, they could have gone a different route, maybe baby blue. That would have been really cool to see here, but they are going this route with it. I'd pay money for it. I don't know who I'd really get. Maybe Rust or maybe somebody like Malkin, but still not one that I'm totally going to try to go out and get. Moving on to the San Jose Sharks, though, you have the ode to the California Golden Seals. They were called the Oakland Seals at 2 at one point, I think. It's not bad, very simple, but again, kind of like how they wanted to do it with the Golden Seals. I wish it would have been a color jersey, a home jersey, although back in the day it would have been away, but this is not bad. Looks all right. Kind of simple, but the colors look good, which is all right. But their home jersey, I would rather have their home jersey or their normal road jersey over this. But not a bad job. Put it in the semi-drool worthy category. But it's almost an okay because it's so plain. For the Seattle Kraken, though, where am I going to put them? I would have to say Seattle is in the okay category here. I don't know what I was expecting with them. The colors don't look bad. The logo's all right. Although maybe they do something with an anchor, or maybe even do something fun in reverse, or do maybe a reverse retro logo for this. I don't even know if you can do that, but I thought it'd be really cool if they did do that. Thought they might go red here. I wasn't exactly sure what was going on. Not a fan of the bottom of the jersey at all. And it's kind of busy at the bottom, but it looks kind of weird. Kind of reminds me of a wool sock that your grandma would give you if you were, going to grandma's and you said that you were cold, your feet were cold. This looks like some socks that she'd whip out from the dresser, and that's kind of what I'm getting here from Seattle. So is what it is for them, but not the worst jersey. Colors look good. As for St. Louis, this is drool worthy. I don't know. It gives me very early 1900s vibes when the league was starting, or a very old team that, has that old logo. A lot of times now I think things look a lot more blocky and simple. And while this is a simple logo, it does give me that old vibe where they would really make it to where that logo curved. Big fan of that because of the simple logos that are so rounded now. But this one has got some flair to it, and the yellow looks really good. Stripes look good. Overall, I would really like to get this jersey, maybe like a Ryan O'Reilly. I know his contract's kind of weird, maybe Kyrou, but I'm a big fan of this. This definitely makes me think of an older jersey, so good for them. Moving on to Tampa Bay, I think this was one of the more creative jerseys for the reverse retro. I would have to say this is drool worthy. I would definitely get an Andre Vasilevsky jersey for this. I love the waves there. The numbers look weird. Big fan of that. It is white, but I think they break some of it up with some of these lines here, and they just do some things that I think with this, instead of it just being a plain white jersey for the most part, they add different layers. You can look around and say, I like that aspect that breaks up this here, and I'm a big fan of this. I think they nailed this out of the park. Good job, Tampa Bay. I would pay full money. Toronto Maple Leafs. I am going to go, why did you do this? And I know people look at this and say, this is not a bad looking jersey. Again, them and Detroit, I feel like got really lazy, which is why I want to throw them under the bus. This is not creative. Again, I could do something like this in no time. If they wanted something like this, I'm sure any 10-year-old that has any access to any form of Illustrator or Photoshop could do this for them in no time. Not a bad looking jersey. Probably should realistically go in the okay category. But I'm going to punish the Maple Leafs for being so lazy here. Whoever designed this, maybe they were kind of forced into this because the team is old, has a lot of standards and expectations. So I don't want to get too mad at them. But whoever really pushed for this design, whether that be the designer or the team, I got to say this was really lackadaisical, and this is bad. Moving over to the Vancouver Canucks. Another one of my favorite teams, Blue Jackets and Canucks. I am going to be harsh here again. I don't think this is a bad jersey. I'm going to put it in the okay category. After seeing some other jerseys, when I originally saw this, I thought, maybe I'll buy this. It's not a bad jersey. I would rather pay for the Abbotsford Canucks jersey, the AHL team for the Canucks, than get this jersey and have to pay for it. If somebody gave it to me, I'd be thrilled for it. I really do think it's not terrible, but again, it's just simple. It's very simple. Something that could have been drawn up pretty quick. You just take some colors out of the Johnny Canuck logo, mess around with it a bit. Not terrible, but again, one of those jerseys where not a lot of creativity was put into this, I feel like. On to Vegas. I'm going to go into the this is bad category. I don't think that it's truly awful, but I'm not loving the font. Is this one of the AHL teams that they were trying to aspire to, or one of a minor league team that used to be in Vegas in the 90s or something like that? I don't know if there's a tie into that history that is cool for them there. But all around, I was really hoping for their secondary logo and maybe like a black jersey with that secondary logo. And the way that they made this gold and red look here on the arms, not a big fan of that either. I think with the Golden Knights, you could really get creative and kind of take down the opacity on some of their logos and put it down on the sleeves, or you could do, cards on there. Vegas has a ton of options here, and they just kind of went with this, and it's okay. I'm not going to say that I would pay for this. I almost would put it in the okay category, but I don't think that I would actually want. If somebody give this to me, I might wear it, but I don't know. I just think for the creativity, I got to give it in the this is bad. And we have two more teams remaining, Washington Capitals, who will, or where will I put them, I should say, if you're still here. Thank you for sticking with me. This is always a longer video, but I'm going to say for Washington, this goes in drool-worthy. The Caps are, going back to what they did last year, but changing it up to the older colors, and the attention to detail with kind of the metallic look here. Looks very good. I've seen the close-up photos of this. This looks very nice. I would definitely love to have an Alex Ovechkin jersey like this because holy cow, this is going to look clean. I cannot wait for them to wear these. Yeah, I'm in love. This is one of the better ones that we've seen this out of all this. Really good job by the Capitals. This is going to make a lot of money for them. Of course, everybody's going to get distributed evenly, but back in the day, this would have probably been, one that would have made them the most money, or top tier, I think. As for the final team, Winnipeg Jets, I am going to put the Jets into semi-drool worthy. I really like that lighter blue, and the white does look really good, but I was talking to my wife today, and I said, had they taken the lighter blue, made it the primary, taken the navy blue, put it where the lighter blue is now, and then taken the white, and then put it in between the two, that would have looked really cool as well. I know it'd probably be a little bit different of a look, but all around, I'm a big fan of the lighter blue, so I think that's why it goes in the semi-drool category. Very clean jersey. I would not have a problem getting this. Would be very stoked to wear one of these. I don't know who I'd get, probably Hellebuck, but a good job by them. All in all, though, that wraps it up. I know last year I forgot St. Louis the first time around for the reverse retros from 2 seasons ago. I forgot them, but this season I don't think I forgot anybody. If I did, I apologize. I'll put you at the end and where I put you, but I wanted to hear your thoughts. Who do you think has the best reverse retro jersey going into this season? Who has the worst? Who do you feel like really dropped the ball, and who do you feel like did better compared to last time? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night, and you go have hockey all right. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.